Since some of you keep asking, I gathered a few clips to try to explain Rubber Soul and some of his problem matchups. I'll start with what people think is a bad matchup that I happen to enjoy very much. Vanilla Ice. Ice is a really weird character with really good normals. He's really hard to fight up close. So this first clip, is a pretty much textbook example of how you should try and fight Ice with Rubber and pretty much make sure he touches you as little as possible. What you want to do is you want to try to get chip damage on the character immediately, either with a projectile or a low. You'll see immediately he makes a mistake and runs into a super, giving me more like a third of a health life lead. From there, you just keep running away and let him make mistakes until he loses his entire health bar. If he hits you, you could pretty much die at any point. So you want to avoid getting hit with almost any of his moves. You just saw something I'll talk about a little bit later, where if you catch Ice stand on, it creates such poor options for him in the air that you can abuse it incredibly easily. Here you're going to see me utilize Rubber's grab a lot, because on some players and some characters it works extremely well. I go for a mix-up there, it misses, but the 5S hits him. Into another tick grab, into pressuring him into the corner, trying to suffocate options. That 2-1-4 misses, but this one I utilize the backbreaker invincibility frames. Three things can happen when you backbreaker. You either get hit and he can't approach you, it misses and he can't approach you, or he approaches you and he gets backbreakered. There's no reason to not do a counter or a backbreaker, because if he does the move correctly, you're going to get hit with an unblockable. Rubber's jump A is very good at baiting out moves. After a tick grab, you'll see me I'll hit him with a small combo, and I'm going to use it right now to bait out a ball, get a little bit of damage, try to get a tech chase. Once he's in the corner, I'm going to use the same jump in, but I'm just going to do a counter. I'm going to miss the super because of Ice's fall speed or fall time, and I'll just corner pressure him until he dies. You pretty much want to avoid performing any meaty attack in front of Ice, because his 2A is so good and so fast, and his wake up speed is so quick, that chances are you're going to get hit. And if you get hit by 2A, you're going to get hit into a full combo. What you want to try to do, or like one of the strongest things you can do, is try to catch Ice when he's jumping in stand on, because he'll get stuck in this infinite long block stun. It'll give you so much time to create a bad tech option for Ice with jump A, jump S, or jump A, and then you land, see where he techs, and use 6S if he techs back, and if he techs in place, you jump up again with jump A and jump S. Those tech options aren't specifically for Ice. He just gets destroyed by them because of the block stun when he's in stand on. It works against almost every character. The back tech always works. You have to chase with a jump A to create the back tech, to make them back tech, and then you utilize 6S to hit them, and then repeat the process until they choose a different tech option. If they choose the neutral tech, some characters can beat you out. I don't know which ones offhand, though. From there, though, we will move to Dio. Dio isn't necessarily a hard matchup compared to Ice, but he has a few things that can beat you out or can stop you from doing what you want. You have to kind of watch out for stand-on knives if Dio is stand-on, because if you throw out Yellow Temperance at any point, he can react with stand-on knives and pretty much hit you with the entire thing. And from there, in some cases, he can even follow up with a move or a second set of knives, which is very bad. You have to make sure that if you do call out Yellow Temperance, it hits his guard or hits him. If it misses, that's the opportunity he can use knives. But be wary that Dio's guard cancel isn't really that bad versus Rubber Soul. So if you are pressuring the character, he can guard cancel you and pretty much set you to neutral. This first match, it's pretty straightforward match, very back and forth until you get Dio into the corner, which is where he has a problem. He doesn't have any good moves for reversal. Get hit with a knockdown, and pretty much just trade small combos. You can see here he's going to try to do knives because of he thinks there's enough lag on it. Here you see one of my techs right here. Instead of going for the 6S to keep him in block stun, I let him fall. In his falling animation, I backbreaker. I don't know if it's avoidable, but no one's avoided it yet. Against Dio, I play a little bit more aggressively than I do against Ice. Even though he can perform some very high damage combos on you, especially if he's in the corner, you don't really have to worry about a touch of death or anything from him. So you'll see me get hit a little bit more, take a little bit more risks to try to fight this character. Another thing that a lot of Rubber Souls should learn how to do is guard cancel. Rubber Soul's guard cancel is amazing, and if done fast enough, you can combo out of it. Here I wasn't fast enough at all, but it's just so good to know how to do that and having that part of your arsenal. Here's another pretty solid match. We're both pretty much trading blows, trading small combos, trying to get each other to make a big mistake. I make the first one in about 1 second, right here, and he hits me with those knives. Gets a small little combo. I do the super to force him to roll, hit him with a grab. Here I walk forward and create a bad tech option for him, hit him with success. From there, I do a meaty into a low, and he gets hit by it and loses the round. Dio isn't necessarily a very hard matchup at all, but you really just need to watch out for being in the corner. For one, you always want to be out of the corner, because if you do get hit with his 2A, he can loop you in the corner into like a full combo, which is not very good. You also have to watch out for approaching him poorly, because he can do like meaty, not really a meaty, but he can use his stand activation to pretty much anti-air you, and you will get hit almost every time. It's like very hard to approach that way. If you avoid that and avoid using Yell Temperance poorly so you don't get hit with stand-on knives, the matchup is very simple. From here we'll move on to everyone's favorite character, Kakyoin. Kakyoin is the best character in the game, aside from Pet Shop, depending on who you ask. Between his full screen normals, his net setups, his air dash, his instant overheads, he has so many good moves, but the matchup isn't unwinnable, but it's definitely uphill. Rubber Soul has a few tools that he can use to stuff some of Kakyoin's moves and get in on him. Once he does get in, you have to do a little bit of work to keep him locked down, because Kakyoin can get out of your corner pressure pretty easily. But if you do it correctly, you can kind of keep Kakyoin in check and smother him to death. I have two clips here to kind of show what you can do to Kakyoin if he makes the mistake of trying to fight Rubber Soul. As the fight starts, I try to hit him with 6S immediately to try to stuff his net activation. I try to catch his 2C with a super that misses completely. It also is good at closing distance, otherwise you kind of have to roll. I catch him in the air, hit him with a small combo. He techs poorly and gets stuck in the corner, but as you can see, he has no problem getting out. Rubber doesn't have too many strong tools to get in. But you see there, I was able to dash up over one of his mistakes to get in. From there, I just try to corner pressure him, but I make the mistake and I get hit with a move. I go right back into it, put it in the corner, empty hop grab. From here, I think I just do an empty hop and hit him with 5S, and he dies. In this round, he starts off pretty good. He immediately jumps back and sets a net up and zones me out. He gets tagged a little bit, and we trade a little bit back and forth, but he knocks me down. He makes the mistake here of doing another 2C and getting stuck in the corner. I try to go for backbreaker, but it's pretty much an option select for a grab. From there, we hit him with a few tick grabs, and he doesn't even see this coming, and he loses the round. Rubber can use his 6S a little bit to break nets and stuff net activations or projectiles. You do need to be careful because if you whiff that 6S, he can hit you with a combo or an Emerald Splash Super, which isn't good at all because it kind of resets you to neutral, but on the other side of the screen. But other than that, you pretty much just have to beat him in neutral. You have to be close to him. You have to fight him. And if he does get far away, you have to close that gap either with dash jumps or your super. Force him to roll. You kind of want to keep him in standoff because if he's in stand on, he has access to his air dashes, instant overheads, and double jump, which is not good for you. So you want to grab him a lot, try to keep him standoff to avoid a lot of his better options. Even though Rubber Soul isn't a very difficult character, he takes a little bit of time with the game to fully understand his strengths and his weaknesses and how to essentially cover up his weaknesses and turn them into strengths. What you really want to learn is how to use his S moves and how to cover them. They are very good for block pressure. They are very good for, like, 5S is a very good launch that you can use for resets and tech options and combo enders. 6S is good for pokes, but it's very laggy, so you have to cover it with like a dash 2A. Same thing with his projectile. Rubber is actually a very versatile character, even though he's very low on the tier list. You can play aggressive, kind of like how I play, or you can hold back, utilize 5B, 4S, and his projectiles to play a little bit more defensively and anti-airs, pokes, stuff like that. If you can mix the two, I think you can become a very strong, scary Rubber Soul player.